You've been called antisocial before. Maybe not to your face, but you've seen the look. That slight confusion when you decline another invitation. That quiet judgment when you leave early. That well-meaning concern from someone who says you really should put yourself out there more. And the worst part? Some days you start to believe them. You start to wonder if something is wrong with you. Why doesn't the party excite you the way it excites everyone else? Why do you come home from a fun night out feeling completely emptied? Picture this. It's a Friday night. Your phone lights up. There's a group chat buzzing, a birthday dinner, 12 people, that loud restaurant downtown where you can't hear yourself think. You were invited weeks ago. You said, maybe. You knew what maybe meant. And now, as the night gets closer, something settles in your chest. It's not quite dread. It's not excitement either. It's more like exhaustion before it even begins. You think about the small talk, the same questions. So, what are you up to lately? Are you seeing anyone? We should hang out more. Conversations that start and never really go anywhere. An entire evening of performing, of being on, of giving energy to something that won't give any back. So, you don't go. You send the vague excuse, you put the phone down, and for just a moment, before the guilt sets in, you feel something close to relief. You stay home, you make tea, you read or watch something, or just exist quietly in your own space, and for a few hours, you feel genuinely okay. But then you lie there thinking, was that okay? Is this okay? Why does being alone feel like the safest place you know? Monday comes and someone brings it up. You disappeared on Friday. And just like that, the guilt creeps back in, and that voice whispers again, maybe you're broken. Maybe you're antisocial. Maybe you're just not built for people. I want to stop right there, because that voice, it's wrong, and it's been wrong about you for a very long time. Let's get something straight, because almost everyone misuses this word. Antisocial doesn't mean what most people think it means. In psychology, antisocial behavior refers to patterns of disregarding others, violating social rules, manipulating or harming people. That is not you. That has never been you. The word people are reaching for when they describe someone like you is something else entirely. You're not antisocial, you're selectively social, and there is a profound difference. You love people. You love real conversation. You love those moments where someone says something and you feel genuinely seen, genuinely understood. You love those friendships where silence isn't awkward. You don't avoid people. You avoid emptiness dressed up as connection. Think about your energy like a phone battery. Everyone has one. Extroverts charge theirs by being around people. The more the better. The noise, the crowd, the stimulation, it fills them up. That's genuinely how they're wired. But you charge in the quiet. You charge in depth. You charge in conversations that actually mean something. Crowds don't refill you. Crowds drain you. This isn't something you chose. It isn't a defense mechanism you built from some childhood wound. It's simply the way your nervous system processes the world. And research actually supports this. People who prefer fewer, deeper connections consistently report higher emotional satisfaction than those spread thin across dozens of shallow ones. But here's where it gets complicated. Because society doesn't reward this kind of social economy. Society rewards volume. The more friends, the better. The louder your social media, the more valid your life seems. And when you don't match that image, when you're quieter, more reserved, more intentional, people fill in that gap with a story about you, a story that says you're cold or closed off or struggling somehow. And sometimes you start writing that same story about yourself. You are not too much, you are not too little, but the world has made you feel like you might be both. Here's a moment I want you to think back to, a real one. Think of the last conversation that actually meant something to you. Not the small talk at the office, not the performative catch-up with someone you drifted from. A real conversation, where something honest was said, where someone showed you a piece of themselves they don't usually show, where time simply disappeared. How did that feel? Not just during, after. Did you come home drained? Did you wish you hadn't gone? No, you didn't, because you're not exhausted by people. You're exhausted by inauthenticity. Strip away the performance, and you are actually one of the most deeply present people in any room. When you listen, you actually hear. When you show up, you're completely there, not checking your phone, not already planning your exit, there. The friends who know the real you, the ones who've been let in past the surface, they know you care more deeply than almost anyone. That capacity for depth, that's not a symptom of something broken, that's a gift. But let's be honest, because this isn't all light and clarity. There's a shadow side to this that selectively social people rarely admit out loud. Sometimes the line between being selective and being avoidant gets blurry. Sometimes the exhaustion you feel isn't from meaningless connection, it's fear of the vulnerability that real connection requires. Sometimes a small circle stops being a sanctuary and quietly becomes a hiding place. The difference between healthy selectivity and quiet isolation often comes down to one question. Are you choosing this, or are you hiding in it? If you decline and feel genuinely peaceful, that's a choice. If you decline and feel quietly relieved that you didn't have to risk being known, that might be worth sitting with. This isn't judgment, this is just an honest check-in, because the goal isn't to justify every wall. The goal is to know which ones are protecting you and which ones are keeping out something you actually need. Here's the subtle thing that most videos like this won't tell you. Selectively social is healthy, but it requires more courage, not less, than being broadly social. Anyone can float through a party making surface-level conversation. It's low risk. Nothing real is exposed. You can be whoever the room seems to want you to be, and you leave having burned a little energy but risked nothing. But you, when you let someone in, you let them all the way in. You don't do halfway. You don't do casual closeness. When you call someone a real friend, you mean it in a way that most people no longer mean it. And that means when those friendships crack, it costs you more. When people misunderstand you, it lands harder. When you've opened up and it wasn't met with care, you remember it. Think about the people in your life right now. The ones you'd actually call if something went wrong at 2 in the morning. The ones who know the version of you that you don't post about. How many are there? 2? 3 maybe? 5 if you're lucky. Now, think about someone you know who has 30 close friends, who is always out, always surrounded. Are those connections deeper? Are they more seen, more known, more loved? Or do they sometimes feel more alone in a crowd than you feel in a quiet room? Connection was never measured in numbers, it never was, and deep down, you've always known that. You are not too much, you are not too little, you are not broken because a crowded room doesn't fill you up, you are not cold because you need time to trust someone, you are not antisocial because you've decided that your energy is worth protecting. You are someone who takes people seriously, serious enough to not pretend, serious enough to wait for real, serious enough to give everything when you finally give it. In a world addicted to surface, that is something rare, that is something necessary. The people who've been lucky enough to make it into your world already know this about you. They know your loyalty doesn't come fast, but once it comes, it doesn't leave. That a single honest conversation with you is worth more than a year of easy small talk. You don't need to change how you are. You might just need to stop apologizing for it. You were never antisocial. You were just waiting for something real, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Like to learn more about human psychology? Like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe my channel now. Thank you for watching.